wanted to do a little life update to kind of really kick off the new year on this channel. I know I've been a little bit quiet since Vlogmas, which is very, if my arm's moving by the way, it's because oops, yeah. No, I know I've been a little bit quiet in January, which is always very normal for me in terms of YouTube because Vlogmas is so intense. And in general, I like to take the whole of January to reflect, set goals, have a real think about what it is that I want to do for the rest of the year, and just take that very quiet month to acclimatise, basically. So that's what I've been doing. I've been very deep in the trenches of reflection and planning as well. I have done a vision board workshop over on Substack. I have done a word of the year workshop on Substack. I did them live in the first week of January, and if you missed them, you can watch the replay. So if you haven't done your word of the year, your vision board yet, don't fret. I will leave a link in the description so that you can go and rewatch that if you want to. It's also my birthday in January, so I have that feeling of the year doesn't really start until I've turned another year older. But yeah, now I'm like, it's the last day of January today, and now I'm feeling, I feel, I'm going to get into this a little bit more in a bit, but I feel very renewed right now. I feel very alive, I feel very inspired, I feel very full of energy, to the point where I'm not quite sure what to do with it. It's like my body can't handle it. I talked about this on Instagram the other day. I was like, I don't know if it's because my divorce was made official, which it was a couple of weeks ago. Again, I wrote about that on Substack. I think the title is What to Do on the Day Your Divorce is Official. That was a lot. So I don't know if it's that, or I know a lot of us are into astrology, but if you're astrology curious or you're not really sure, Pluto has gone into Aquarius, which is my sun sign, and is set that is set to be like a massive energy shift, a massive transformation. It's going to stay there for like the next 20 years. And what's interesting about that, let me know if this resonates with you at all, is that I think it's like March, April is when it first went into Aquarius, and what happened during those months was supposed to be like a little bit of a prediction about what was to come. And obviously that's when I decided to move countries. So yeah, I'm just feeling so full. The other thing I didn't know whether it was whether I was ovulating, because if it was because I was ovulating, which in terms of my menstrual cycle is when I always feel most alive, most creative, most full of energy. But in general, that's where I am right now. I feel in this really good place of thinking, I'm not just, dipping my toe in, thinking about whether I want to live in France, in Paris. I do. Like I really feel like I've made my decision. I feel like I have committed. I don't feel like I am completely married to Paris, to France. I still have Italy on my mind. I still have Spain on my mind. I may well try there as well. I feel very open right now, and that feels really, really good. In terms of vision boards and words of the year, I have decided not to share my vision board for this year, having read a lot about manifestation, and there is this big thing that you shouldn't share the things that you are manifesting because of potential negative energies coming in onto it. So I have decided not to share my vision board. But my word of the year, I'm more than happy to share. I have decided, or it decided, I feel like this word chose me, and the word I've gone for is divine feminine. There's actually 2 words. Again, on Substack, I have written in depth about my process in terms of choosing this word. But the crux of it, and this is, where I feel like I am right now, where I feel like I'm wanting to move towards, the crux of it is that I feel like I have been in survival mode. Again, please let me know if you can relate, because I know a lot of us have had traumas in the past, struggles. I'm really, really curious to hear your stories and if any of this lands with you. So I feel like I have been in survival mode since forever, literally since before I was born. And I've written in detail about this. And I feel so done. I just feel so done. I feel so, something really shifted when I got this apartment. I really let myself go in terms of, I knew that I had achieved something that so many people told me I would never do. You know, an expat, self-employed, creative, single female in Paris trying to find an apartment, literally bottom of the pile. And I did it. And as soon as I closed the door, when I'd carried all the stuff upstairs, moving was awful. By the way, I absolutely hated it, moving everything on my own. No one came to help me. I didn't ask anyone to help me either. And yeah, I closed the door, leant against the kitchen wall and just slid down it into a heap of tears on the floor. And there was an element of breaking in that moment, which was actually quite beautiful, because it was me feeling safe to do that. And that felt super, super important. And I just told myself that I was done. I was done feeling like I have to do everything myself all the time, feeling like I won't ask for help, like I won't let people in. I feel so done with it. And then I played around with different words. I think pleasure was one, feminine in general was one, softness I think was another. And then I started reading about feminine energy versus masculine energy, and I thought, you know what, I am so in my masculine energy, and I really don't want to be. It's not a nice place to be. I can be there. I've proven to myself I can do anything and everything that I want to do, but I don't want to. I'm done. So I'm in this place now of really wanting to soften and open. And I know I talk about this all the time anyway, but really lead with my intuition and listen to that and trust that my body always knows. And in terms of creation, this is coming up in a way, the phrase that I have in my head is to create from your soul, not your ego. And I feel really excited about that. And I know a lot of you said over Vlogmas, oh, you seem to have really, found confidence. You seem to have really found your flow in terms of creativity. And that is in showing up in front of a camera. And that's something that I have really struggled with, not in the beginning. When I started YouTube, I started it as a fun thing. I'd been watching loads of Vlogmases and I thought, oh, I could do that, and no one really knows me on there. I didn't have a following on here at all. It was, completely zero. I thought I could go there without the pressure that I feel on Instagram and just play around and have fun and make videos. And then there's like 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers, and I did the thing that I always do. And again, let me know if this resonates, but I start self-sabotaging, I start freaking out, because one of my core beliefs is that I am not talented, I'm not worthy of that kind of audience, and also I'm really scared of truly being seen, but part of me wants to, else I wouldn't make videos and publish them. Still, I don't know, just that's just some stuff that goes on in my brain, but I'm really curious to hear if you resonate with that. And the other thing that happened during growth, which always happens, is that people do start to see you, and the trolls started to arrive, and I found that really, 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 really difficult. Yeah, and some people that I would talk to about this, one of my mom's friends was like, oh, Jess, you've got your own trolls, like, oh my gosh, you've made it. That's not how it felt. It felt like everything that I was already self-criticizing myself for was being said out loud. And every time I picked up my camera, I would, oh gosh, I'm gonna get really upset. Every time I picked up my camera and looked into the lens, I'd hear their voices instead of seeing your face and hearing your voice. It crossed over, and that's all I could think, and all I did was worry. Oh gosh. All I did was worry about what they would think, and it was as if I could never do anything right. Like, it was just constant criticism, and I started feeling afraid of the internet, and that happened for a while. It was really, really hard, and I stopped looking at all that stuff, which was the first thing. You always want to look at that stuff when you're already feeling bad about yourself. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I stopped looking at that. And then over the course of last year, I really sat down and had a word with myself, because I started getting this fantasy of completely deleting myself from the internet. My little backup plan is that in case I ever disappear, you'll know where I am. My backup plan is that I completely delete myself from the internet. Literally, if anyone Googles me, you can't find anything. And I go to Greece. I don't know why. I get a job in a bar. I don't know why. I'd probably hate working in a bar. And I live there very quietly, just me and Hope. No internet, no social media, nada. And I write books. And that's the backup plan. That's the life. So yeah, I had to have a real sit down word with myself and say, Jess, you're afraid of the internet. This isn't good, because your job is to show up on the internet. So what do you want to do? Because go to Greece if you want. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do this for a job. But if you do, you're gonna have to show up. So what I did, I'm a massive believer in positive affirmations. I started telling myself that I'm not afraid of the internet, and that my work is valuable. And I started to redirect my focus when I picked up my camera to you, who I know. We talk in the comments, we DM. I know you, I see you whenever I'm filming, and that really, really helped. So it meant so much to me when I got those comments over Vlogmas, that you felt that shift, that you felt that energy. I was like, yes, it's working. And that was the beginning. And now I just feel so ready to run with it. I feel, like I said, so energized, so excited, so creative. And I'm just so excited for what is to come for the rest of this year, and especially on this channel. If you've got any requests in particular, things that you want to see, content ideas for me, please let me know. Always open to those. But yeah, I feel like, hold on tight, because I feel like I found a gear I didn't know I had. And it's really, really exciting. In terms of intentions, goals that I've got this year, my biggest one is to embody my word of the year, divine feminine. It feels like such a strange word to me. It's one that I don't really understand, but I feel like I should choose. So I did, and I'm really excited to push myself with it, find out more about what it means, and embrace more balance, more softness in my life, and the strength that can come with softness as well. But if you want to know more about that, as I said, I've written about it on Substack, so I will leave a link to that. The big question that I get asked quite a lot is, when will your book be ready? When will your first novel be ready? And I have decided I'm going to finish it by the end of this year. I always knew that I was going to take my time with it, but now I have a full plan in place. I have a strategy. I'm going to finish the first draft of that this year. And then I've got some quite exciting travel plans as well, which I'm really, really looking forward to. What my big, goal, intention is for this year, honestly, it's just to enjoy life, to enjoy the fruits of the labour I feel like I've put in these last few years, because they have not been easy. As you know, if you've been there with me throughout this whole place, I'm really excited about life. I am so done with overly criticising myself, self-sabotaging, all that kind of stuff. I feel really, really done with it. I feel excited to learn again, to learn about film, photography, writing again, and improve all of that so that my content is as good as it can be for you. And as I've said, to create from my soul for the greater good. That's what I feel so excited and grateful as well to be able to do. Let me know what your intentions are in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Let me know what your word of the year is as well. I know I've asked on Instagram and we've had the chat on Substack, but if you're just, I think audiences are a little bit different. If you just watch on YouTube, let me know in the comments what your word of the year is. I can't wait to hear all about it, and I will leave a link to those workshops, the ones that I've done on Substack, in case you want to go and watch them. So I think the next video I'm going to do is an organising my capsule wardrobe vlog. That is definitely something that I feel is necessary. I have a few capsule wardrobe goals actually. I feel the need to swap a few pieces, and also I am really wanting to get into having my clothes tailored. So there's a few pieces that I want to change the fit of. So I'll maybe do a vlog specifically about like how the piece looks before versus how it looks after. But yeah, there you go. Little life update for you. That's what's going on, and generally I'm excited, and I wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, as always, and I will see you soon.